Right. It's a Tuesday night, laughing at the idiots at Melbourne Cup, getting cold and wet, screw them. Haven't heard if any horses died today. That's a thing that happens all too often. But hey, as we ease in, it's usually a while before people join, I'm gonna make a short video for my cocktail channel. So I'm gonna turn around and just let people know that I'm doing stuff. There you go. There's that. I'm making a gin basil smash. Okay. So I got gin and I got basil, and we're gonna smash. Right. That. Come on. Stop right out of that bottle. Stop right out of this bottle. That. Okay. Double check my recipe. Hello, Lee and cow hugging vegan, by the way. Just making a thing. 2 3/4. Okay. And let's. Yes, Lee, the cup is not a good thing. What am I doing here? Excuse me. In metal smash. Right. Okay. So, let's chill an appropriate glass for a little bit while I set this up. Okay. Think I'm ready to shoot this. See, I'm actually here. When I do this, you can see me. Let's set this up. Get a bright light over here as well. My ring light happening. Then I'll also have a gin basil smash to drink during the stream, which is a good thing. Okay, bright light. Set up the right shooting mode here. Alrighty. So I'm going to do this. That's about right. Okay. Got the camera ready. So, basil leaves. Let me pick some basil leaves. It says 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's enough, I think. Where's my muddler, by the way? Where the fork is my muddler? I have a muddler somewhere. Fork. Is it in here? I have a muddler. Dr. Abigail mentioned looks like a sex toy. Great. Usually I never model things, so I don't know where my modeler is. Will this work? I got the mortar and pestle thing. Yeah, that'll do, actually. All right, so. I'm going to even a bit wider. There. All right, so. First thing we want to know is the basil leaves falling in. Okay, only half of them went in. My life. All right, we'll do it again. I'll stop trying to be so clever and I'll just put my hand in there. All right, so basil leaves. Fucking hell, man. Okay, now we model them. And a little bit. Don't really want to. Heard a weird noise like a cat fighting just then. Anyway, gin. Alright. Gin goes in. Lemon juice goes in. And a little bit of sugar syrup goes in. Sugar syrup goes in. Alright. So that's that bit done. Now I need to get some ice. And shake it like a Polaroid picture, as the saying goes. Is there bum fungus? Hey, I had a good day off, thank you. Roku, hello. No, the TV room's not behind that door. And hello, Dr. Abigail as well. All right. Got to shake it with this paper towel. Oh, I'll probably want that glass too. Clown. Okay, so move that. Put that. Let me see. Is that framed up right? That's probably fine. Shake this little beauty. Okay, that's good and cold. With the pulped up these fine strength because I don't want little bits in here. So going to fine strain this into the glass, which should also have ice in it. Gosh darn it. Okay, just gonna go get a bit of ice. Ugh. Let's do it. Okay. This is taking longer than I thought. Fuck! Okay. Yuck. Bit of ice is dirty now. I dropped it. God damn it. Don't want to use dirty ice in my drink. Ugh, this is definitely proving more problematic than I thought it would. Right, ice in glass. Strain this in, okay. Just fucking realised what I'd done there, okay. Shaving that. Center that. Alright, let's strain that finely. Freaking missed the glass with the first bit. This is definitely proving more problematic than I was expecting, but anyway. And final thing, another little bit of basil as a garnish. How much basil do I do as a garnish? This bit? Trying to work out which bits are actually connected to each other here. There. That's a decent whack of basil as a garnish. Put my garnish in. Oh my god, I didn't fucking shoot that. You fucking ass clown. You fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. How many fucking more problems can I have with this? Jesus. Fucking record this time, you asshole. Jesus. Alright, let's. I'm gonna get it all in the glass that time. There's probably a bit more water in it from melting ice. You know, fucking whatever. Honestly, a little bit more from here and there. Ugh, that's annoying. And re-garnish it. God, that was a fucking palaver right there. Okay, back around to my normal sitting side. Ugh. Okay, turning. Wow, look how orange I look. That's because there's an orange filter on my ring light to try and make my horrible pasty skin look a bit more lifelike in videos. Look a bit less like The Walking Dead. Ugh. Okay. So and so. And bring this over here. Jesus Christ. Ugh, fuck me. Ugh. Yes, gin basil smash is actually a good drink. It's really tasty. Yes, well, I'd have to readjust the settings on this to look less Oompa Loompa, but trust me, with my video camera, it gives me slightly less corpse-like skin tones. All right, so now I've just got to very quickly do my talk to camera. All right, this is literally only gonna take. Oh wait, where's my fucking audio recorder? Once I get my audio recorder, this will take maybe 2 minutes to do. All right. I just thought I'm going to take the piss out of Americans. That's an impromptu thought I just had. Right. Got to get the framing of this right. And then we will... also, I'm going to expand out my green screen. Okay. Okay, let's go wide, Delilah. Yes, I'm Tom Jones. Look at that. Fuck. I'm tripping over things. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. All right, now, if I get this done. The gin basil smash is a popular cocktail. It's essentially a gin sour with basil in it. And the basil is a great touch, gives it a fresh herbal aroma and taste. And yes, my American friends, the words herbal, there's an H in there, okay? This is really easy to make. We start by dropping 10 to 12. That's okay, I can edit this. This is really easy to make. We start by dropping 10 to 12 basil leaves into our shaker. We muddle those lightly, and then we add 2 ounces or 60 mils of gin, about 3/4 of an ounce, 22.5 mils of sugar syrup. That's a lime juice. I'm taking a look. But I can edit that as well. Okay. Then we add 3/4 of an ounce or around 22.5 mils of lemon juice. And to finish off, we put about 1/3 of an ounce or 10 mils of sugar syrup. Then we add ice to our shaker, shake that for 10 to 15 seconds, and then fine strain it so we don't get any little bits of the leaves in our drink. As a finishing touch, garnish the glass with some more basil leaves, and here we have a gin basil smash. That's bright and herbal, and yes, it's got an H, okay? Cheers. Wasn't really planning to rag on Americans that much, but it is actually a pet hate of mine. The way, not just that they, they don't say the H, but they pronounce the vowel so hard. It's like, it's not herbal, it's herbal. And it's so friggin' weird. I don't know why they do it. All right, I'm going to switch this off. And I'm actually just going to leave that there. Right. Now I'm going to sit down and chat properly. For a while, at least. Getting ahead of my plans to put videos on my cocktail channel every day this month. Get some herbs. Smoke some herbs. But yeah, look, and I'm all for regional pronunciations, but just the way Americans say herbal, and it's such a harsh pronunciation of the E, pretending the H isn't there. Herbal. It's just like, it's very strange. I don't know why they do it. And I might not put all of those in there. Because I've got to edit the video to be less than 60 seconds. Or maximum 60 seconds to be a short on YouTube. So the basil gives this a slightly medicinal quality. It's yummy though. I think I've got a sweet tooth. I think I'd prefer this if it had slightly more sugar syrup in it. But, all's good. It's all good, y'all. Sorry, I just got Roku. Do hobbits do cocktails? And you're in America, you like a herbal drink. It is just a very weird thing to me. And just randomly leaving letters out of words when you pronounce them. Like on my first trip to America, watching TV, I realized they called Hyundais Hyundais, and it's like, there's a fucking Y there. It's not silent. It's right there. And the one that gets to a lot of people, aluminum. And it's like, no, there's an I in there that you're just ignoring. Aluminium. Actually, is it aluminum? Aluminium. Yeah, no, there is an I. I'm trying. I thought, wait, am I getting it wrong? Is it a U that they're ignoring? No, it's an I. Aluminium. Aluminium extrusions. That's an obscure reference that only people my age are going to get. And there. So, I might also tonight make an amaretto sour is next on my list. Then a Manhattan, then a Paloma, then a Cosmopolitan, then a Harvey Wallbanger. Harvey Wallbanger is on November 9th. There's a Harvey Wallbanger Day. Oh, yes. No, that's a good one. Solder. That is another one that kept. But again, that is the weird thing that the Americans do, leaving the L out of solder and calling it solder. But see, okay, Roku, that one I get. Caramel. You're kind of pronouncing the whole world. Australians are big on contracting, just slurring multiple syllables, so they say less syllables. So I'm kind of okay. I feel like caramel is, yeah, you can kind of hear the whole thing's in there, but you can't make that excuse with aluminum or soda or it's just herbs. Noodles, hello. Noodles nasty. All right. This is how old I am. If I was to guess, and this may be a correct or incorrect guess, that screen name Noodles 1980 nasty, maybe that means you were born in 1980. My initial thought was, a younger person. But then I realized that would make you 42. And then I realized, wow, I'm super fucking old. Yes, Noodles discovering the meaning of life this year. I see Saracen. You just missed me actually making it. I made it at the start of the stream for my cocktail channel, Gin Basil Smash. And I'll probably make at least one more video making one tonight. Just trying to get ahead. Because if I get a whole bunch of the shorts in the bank, then I can take a couple of days to do a longer form video. And I already have one in mind. I might bring back the mad scientist and Igor to create my own version of Campari in the lab. Noodles, why aren't I married? Because I'm not particularly enamored of the institution of marriage. I'm in an 18-year committed monogamous relationship. So I don't have a problem with commitment or monogamy. As just the institution of marriage never appealed to me. We did talk about getting married when the marriage equality law was passed, actually. But we won't. Oh, and I actually... it's not that important. I stress I'm actually also in a heterosexual relationship. So not getting married because it was now legally possible. It was always legally possible. And yes, I could get gay married as well. And as Dr. Abigail always goes, gay, whenever me and Mrs. Angry kiss, maybe it. Trust me, Noodles, I am married in the eyes of my God. Four corners looking at the militarization of China, build up marine. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not a doomsayer. I mean, we live in very troubling times, but I'm not talking up any concept of war. Dr. Abigail, gay panicking all the time. At the disco, as the song goes. Yeah, it's not a bad drink. It's a long way from being my favorite. But it's not bad. It's also, I like a bit of variety in life. I also made another cocktail for my barrel, one of my barrels today. Ooh, bum fungus. Spirits for a wedding, if that's what you're going to have at the bar. It's okay. I'd go with whiskey, gin, and rum myself. That would be my choices. No, my one's got an eye on the end of each noodly appendage. So, do I believe in a gay god? I don't believe in any god. And if, say, for argument's sake, there were a supreme being of some type, the idea that such a supreme being would be absorbed by issues of gender and sexuality is quite frankly ridiculous. It's humans' ability to understand a god would be further removed than a chimp's ability to understand a human. I think chimps, to a degree, can understand a human, but a supreme being would be such an alien mind and would be so unlike humans. Humans would be incapable of understanding them, and to project human ideas. Like, again, I always come back to the idea of a supreme being who has enough human vanity to demand that the talking monkeys on this rock worship them. That's absolutely surreal to me. I mean, yeah, as I made it clear, I think the idea of a god is, well, I honestly think it's irrelevant. Whether there is or isn't one doesn't change our lives, and as I said, the idea that an all-powerful being would be so obsessed with the doings of the talking monkeys on this little blue dot in the vast cosmos. It's just ridiculous. It makes no sense. And that's human vanity. That's insisting on seeing the whole world with you at the center of it, the whole universe with you at the center of it. Sorry, I just realized I forgot to put the lid back on my gin. I might go and do that. And the sugar syrup for that matter. Right. And then I'll put this gin back in the shelf. Or the trolley, as the case may be. Oh, goodness me. So, yes, and Noodles, being who you are is important. Yes, Arthur, they probably were drinking champagne at 9 a.m. I always think it's funny how drunk they get. They get all dressed up. And look at me, I'm a model of refinement. And then they get arseholed. And you occasionally see them in the city, like because they've come back in on a tram or a train and they're trying to get back out. And really overdressed people in the middle of the day pissed, and I just find it hilarious. But yes, and is it's kind of like if someone who is religious, really wants to question, why you're an atheist, why I'm an atheist. It's like, well, you're almost as atheist as me, because there have been thousands of gods that people over the millennia have worshipped and believed to be true, and you don't believe in any of them but one. So you almost don't believe in as many as I don't believe in. Oh, Safa, we got heaps of rain today, actually. I see Saracen. Short answer is I don't know, because it's not a question I go around asking people. Oh, okay. Well, there's Dr. Abigail's answer. Being gay is super important. Need to be more gay. Gay as much as possible. This is the word of a priest. So there you go. Cowling vegan. Ah, yes, the wankers on the train after the race. They are ridiculous. Safa, rice for what do you mean that rice for lunch today? I'm not getting the reference. What I actually had was some chicken skewers. Noodles, you know what's important? Not being boring, okay? And I got to bring it down to you. You're being boring. When a boring person comes in and thinks they're going to be a troll and cause controversy, Jesus, I haven't even been drinking much. Yes, when a boring person comes in and thinks they're going to spark controversy, they're not, because I don't care about them and they're just boring. And I lose my patience with boring people and they go away. Fried rice. I remember we were talking about fried rice. I like fried rice. Yeah, I think you were saying you like fried rice. And there's the ultimate answer, you dense motherfucker. Yes, Riku, the idea of being good just because you're scared of a supreme being is ridiculous. Hellion, hello, Kirsten, and hello, Justin. I was just having a gin basil smash, Kirsten, made with the gin I got in the swap with you when you were last here. It's nice because I don't do this very often, so it's good to make a different drink from time to time. I did terminate Noodles because they were a stupid, boring fuckwit. And they were trying to start something and they were too boring to bother with. Yeah, Lee, and that's the other thing. As a Christian, should be treating all humans with respect, regardless of whether or not they agree. So yes, this was Kirsten. This was for a short video for my cocktail channel, and so I went to the supermarket specifically to buy some fresh basil so I could make it today. So that's also why I made it today, because okay, I've got the fresh basil, going to make it, and I've already finished it, and it was yummy. The next one's probably going to be an amaretto sour, but I'll follow the Morgenthaler recipe that has whiskey in it. Because otherwise it just tastes like marzipan. Oh, Jesus, Justin, the ongoing saga of your new place. It wasn't the wrong keys. Badly cut keys are an occupational hazard with rental accommodation. Yeah. So no, it's fine. I mean, I slept in till, was it 9:30? So I absolutely slept in, but I was fine. Dr. Gable, that person, whether they really were American, they were very boring and not very bright. That's how I'd say, why did that particular person do or say whatever they did or said, because they're boring and stupid. Holy shit. Where the hell did you put? Sorry, Kawaki V, that's so Australian. Took your jacket off and there was a massive huntsman on it. Oh my god. Holy shit. So Australian. Safa, was that because of rain losing the Telstra and Channel 7 and 9? Because yeah, I lost my internet the other day. Well, during a stream, I actually lost my internet. It was because of rain. And yeah, Roku, I get that you don't think that, but I'm sure you actually know the sort of weird types we're talking about. Honestly, it kind of seems like that guy's locust fucker. But it's kind of like boring people who think they're important. You see, Safa, if my services were out between 3 a.m. and 9 a.m., I wouldn't notice. Well, at least I wouldn't have noticed this morning. So yeah. Is the funny thing, co-hugging me with huntsmen. I know they're not dangerous, but they're big and hairy and freaky, and I would freak out if there was one on me. I know you get those people who like spiders and will play with them and whatnot, and cool. Oh yeah, no. I see you say, Justin, you had a huntsman in your car, go for a long highway drive to get off. They can really hang on. As the joke, when people, because huntsmen look kind of freaky, and you get people from other countries who think maybe they're dangerous. It's like, they're dangerous. Can they kill you? Go, well, I think huntsmen may have killed people by hiding in the sun visor in their car, and they're driving down the highway at speed, and they flip the visor down, and a huntsman falls on their face, and then they go, whoa, and crash into a tree. That's how a huntsman kills you. So yeah. Oh yeah, no, so for that, yeah, there was only 20 odd minutes into the stream and it froze and it was like, but I thought, oh, fuck, it's unreliable. I'm just going to watch TV. But of course, because the streaming services come in on the internet, they were incredibly unreliable all night as well. And then I thought I'd play a game on my computer, but it wanted to connect to an online server to get my data. And it's like, well, the fucking shit's just working against me tonight. Hey, yeah, Megaleech. Dr. Gray had a support worker sitting in the lounge room. Oh, gosh. Yeah, but at least your son's pet tarantula is, I assume, was brought out in a terrarium. I'm not sure he brings them out like on his hand or anything. Oh, yeah. No, my goal, Cowhuging Vegan, would be Huntsman to let it go, to get it outside, preferably. There was a funny video that went around the world. Oh god, this was a long time ago. It was very early days of YouTube, and it was a friend of mine did it. Fuck off, huge huntsman is on the ceiling of his kitchen, and the kids are freaking out. So he says he'll catch it, and he's going up with a Tupperware container that was actually only just a little bit bigger than the spider. Like it was just a bit wider than the spider's leg span. And he's on a little step ladder. And his daughter, who's only about 5, was holding the camera, videoing him going up the ladder. And now one thing about huntsmen, they are very fast when they move. And he's moving the container closer and closer, and he lunged at it. And you see the spider recognizes his sudden movement and just shoots off to the side really fast. But then he just caught one of the spider's legs as it was running away, and which made the spider lose its balance, which made it fall down on him, which made him freak out and fall off the ladder, which made his daughter scream and drop the camera and run out. So it was this build up of tension, and then just this surge of spider leaps. He pushes, spider falls, he falls, camera drops, kid screams. It was fucking hilarious. Oh gosh, you're still doing those searches. Interestingly, Dr. Abigail, the one we were talking about last night, when I did a search on YouTube, one that came up in related was satisfying ingrown hair removal. Yeah. So it's a whole thing. And what are you going to do? Say la vie. I think yes, Roku. I'm actually with you in the EU, but Dr. Abigail loves the medical horror stuff. Hi, Heine. Do 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 do. I'm gonna go to an amaretto sour by Jeffrey Morgenthaler. Oh, cool. The recommended garnish is a cherry. Oh, 3 cherries. And they say a lemon twist. Well, I don't have a lemon, so I'm going to do orange because that's how I roll. And I think I'll use this same glass. And Sean, oh god, see, you're old school enough to know it, Sean. Yes. Yeah. Oh god. Oh, there's a thing called a mango fly, Dr. Abigail. That's also things. Good lord. I guess, yeah. Parasites. Ugh. It's just like that's a whole thing, isn't it? Why is the world so horrible and gruesome? I've talked about this before. There's a book by a young adult fiction writer, Scott Westerfeld. He's probably most famous for a series known as the Uglies series, which is really good. I've read it, and he has another one called Peeps, and it's a version of vampires, basically, except it's a parasite that people get infected with that makes them behave in a whole spectrum of ways. That's how classic vampires behave, and they do want to bite people and drink blood, and the parasite is transmitted. It's called Peeps because that's the slang they have. They don't call them the cops don't call them vampires. They refer to them as being parasite positive, or Peeps for short. And it's really good. But in the book, each chapter of the fiction, there's a little section of non-fiction about a particular parasite in the real world. And most of those little stories are super fucking creepy because parasites do absolutely wild things to us humans. So that's a bit of fun, really. A book that tells you way more than you reasonably want to know about parasites. So, yay. There's a particular one that, because it talks about how a lot of parasites actually dictate our behavior. We don't like to think about that, but there are a whole bunch of microorganisms that can get into your body, and they can dictate your behavior or your body's behavior, which is not a thing us big, clever humans like to think. that microscopic organisms can actually take over the functions of our body, but they can and they do. And this particular one that he calls is like the microbe that wants to take over the world. Like this parasite, apparently, and look, okay, there's a whole bunch of science in here. It's beyond me, so I'll just take it at face value. Its primary host was a particular sort of wasp, like a very specific sort of wasp, but it could only propagate in the females of this species. The males were useless to it. So it caused genetic mutations in these wasps so that the wasps reproduced asexually and only produced female offspring. Basically, this microbe wiped out the males of this species and changed, I don't know, the DNA of the females so that they reproduced asexually. And humans can contract this particular parasite. And in the worst case scenario, what it does is it gets into your eye and it makes your immune system overreact, and your own immune system blinds you by overreacting to this parasite that's gotten into your eye. And he basically finishes with the conclusion, I don't know why this microbe wants humans to be blind, but I'm pretty sure it plans to take over the world, which is pretty unsettling. Oh, okay, Jeff. I was wondering, there's like a public service announcement. What was that? If you send a trackable parcel from Australia to the US, you can track it because you sent your ballots to the US. Oh, I've actually got a parcel coming to me. I mentioned I'd bought new shirts and I got an email saying, oh, we're dispatching some of them. This mob, because I ordered a whole bunch of them. And because I've ordered over the years when I've been getting these, I have got them from a few different sites. Some of them wait and send the whole order at once. And others send them a few at a time when they've got them together. So I got an email. I think it was the first 3 shirts they were going to dispatch. That's coming from China, so that can take a week or 2 easily. They haven't actually given me a tracking number yet. They're going to say as soon as it gets to dispatch, they'll give me a tracking number. So then I get the excitement of looking forward to getting a parcel. Presents, special presents for myself in the mail. I like it. I just thought of something else, and I'm just going to check it. It'll just take me un segundo. Okay, no, it's just checking something on YouTube, and it's not an issue, so that's good. So, Heine, as far as you know, can't get international shipping, must be air freight. I have no idea about that. Dr. Abigail, if you get a passage sent from the US, you get tracking. Yes, that's actually what the Chinese company that's sending me the shirt said, that I can't actually track it till it gets to Australia. So they're basically telling me like, hey, we dispatched it. It's with a courier. And as soon as it gets to Australia, you'll get a tracking number. So it's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, we all know why international post is extremely so, because despite all the delusions of pretending COVID's not a thing anymore, it is. And there are still significant disruptions to international supply chains. So that's fun. Alrighty. I feel like making another drink. I might make my amaretto sour. Disaronno amaretto. I've got my own amaretto, which is better than Disaronno. lemon juice, brown sugar, and egg white. I'm going to use my Wonder Foam. Sean, you want one? Yeah, well, this is actually a good drink. I need to go next door and get my amaretto, though. All right, I'll move my because I'm blocking the door with my green screen. I'll just move it. Just take me a second to go and find this. Oh, okay. Slight struggle, but I found it. Okay. Okay. Oh, nice. Kirsten's got some whiskey from the Hobart Whiskey Distillery. Nice. Oh, Sean, you got a 7 a.m. start. Well, I mean, I have a 7:30 a.m. start, but it's here. Not I don't have to get to a kitchen, so I can afford to have a drinky or two. Not as many as I had last night, but I was just taking advantage of the holiday. And yes, Justin, it is super obvious, even from the outside, that the Republicans are trying to destroy the postal system in the US for any number of reasons. Right, see, this is my amaretto, naked amaretto. Amaretto undressed, stripped down version of the classic amaretto with an Australian twist. To make it, we smash apart Australian-grown bitter almonds, byproduct of the apricot industry, and infuse them slowly in spirit to impart a thick marzipan flavour. Then we add bitter almond oil and generous smattering of wild strawberry gum leaves before leaving it to rest while the flavours marry over time. We don't need artificial colours or flavours. This is from White Possum. This is the people who make the barrels I use to barrel age things. So, I am. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to make this. So, okay. I just have to decide which whiskey to put in here. Oh, so many to choose from. Paralyzed by choice. I might use the Grove, this one that's done in the style of bourbon, but made in Western Australia. Which interesting. Actually, yeah, I'll use this because this also came to me from White Possum because as a present, Mrs. Angry subscribed me to this delivery service where once every quarter, every 3 months, I get a surprise bottle in the mail, which is fun. Sean, it's always a party at my place. Right, so I need Roku 3 a.m. Thanks for saying hi. Not surprised you need to go. I hope you get some sleep, eh? Right, so 1.5, 1 3/4 bar spoon of brown sugar. Okay, so if I get everything together, it's this and this. Lemon juice is there. All right. Need to move some things around. Things around. Do, 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 do. Okay. That. Gonna move my ring light over here. All right. Yeah. Hang on a sec. I might even do the thing where I point the camera back over the other side so you can see me setting up. Sean, you gonna head off? Yeah. Well, you're coming back. That's planning a long time in advance, visiting in April. But yeah, hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Right, so I'm going to turn the camera around. Right. Then I'm going to go around this side. Lemon juice. Gotta get the different sugar syrup. It's dark sugar syrup. It's black. Black is my soul. Lemon juice. So 1.5, 1 3/4, 5 mils. Wonderful. Where's the wonderful? Indeed, where is the? God, have I not put it back? I haven't. It was right here. Okay. Okay, so I got the wonderful. Got the amaretto. I need to clean out my shaker really. All right. Little bits of basil leaf in my shaker from the shaker in basil smash. All right. All right, we're just about ready. Ready, steady, go. Right. Gotta put that there. Gotta put this on here. Okay, getting it all together. Line this up. Got to do my high-speed recording. Okay. Got it actually together. Okay. And I'll fucking hell. I'm gonna smash some stuff over here. Get a cherry. Last couple of cherries in my jar, but don't panic, I have 2 more jars. Because I really didn't want to run out. I made a point of getting spares when I could. Okay. Okay, that's ready. That's my amaretto. 1.5 ounces of amaretto. Alright, let's get this party started. Okay, big splash. Now the whiskey. Ooh, yeah, okay. That almost got out of control. Awkward pouring angle. Whiskey. Some lime juice. I think someone's coming in here. I got a camera in pointing this way. Give me a minute. Like literally just take a minute to. So, and a little bit of sugar syrup. And a few drops of Wonder Foam. We'll go down. Okay, und that's that. Do this. And I'm going to bring the camera back around here. Still in the Oompa Loompa color. So, what did you want? Sorry, there's someone. What did you want? I want a drink. Which one drink? Which drink? So, I got a rum drink I made there. Or you got your stuff in bottles and cans as well.
I guess I will try hard seltzer.
Yeah, why not? They seem very popular. Something. Alright, now I'm going to do. Alright, that's what I was thinking. What do I have to do next? I actually have to shake that cocktail. I think those things in there, they're going to look like UFO lights. Alright. I figure if I'm still doing that, I'll get this. Smoky kind of color. It'll probably lighten up when I shake it. That's probably enough.
Do you have any like sweet ones? Because seltzer's gross.
I have, well, actually, got one here. This is like, this kind of tastes like marzipan.
Nah, something that goes with lemon.
Got lots of fruit liqueurs, like berry or orange or banana or berry. All right. Give me a sec. I'll put this back and bring the berry one out. There you go. All right, berry liqueur.
Thanks.
So many things here. Right. It's weird, you know. So sure it's yucky before you even try it. You know. Oh, you did try it. Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, I mean, it actually has a flavor now.
Right. All right.
Thanks. So.
No drama. Certainly have a listen. All right. Now, actually, I'm going to shoot a little bit more. I'm going to, just to be artistic, I'm going to shoot pouring it into the glass in slow motion. Because that's artistic. And wipe this a little bit. So, get the glass. Put that there. All right, camera. Let's go, Brandon. Right, so brace yourself if you have headphones on. I'm going to shake this. Right, where's my strainer? We'll do a little slow-mo pour into our glass. Oh. And garnish that with a cherry. Okay. Now I'm going to do the talky bit. So we'll bring the camera back around. Hey, Strictly Sega. Kirsten, the shaking's loud. Sorry, that's why I was giving warning about the shaking. Time to take your headphones off. All right. That there. And bring this back out here. Ugh. Then I'm going to spend just a minute or two talking. Yeah, where am I? So you can see me while I do it. Glass. Ooh. Okay. Or even, actually, there. Let's do that. Is that the right angle? No, it needs to be down more. Is that the right angle? That's down too much. We'll go Goldilocks. Just right. Okay. Oh, sorry, Kirsten, you came back halfway through the shake. Sorry, I did give a warning. Apologies that you weren't here. Okay. To get my audio recorder. Now this will just take a minute or two to record this audio. And video. What am I talking about? And then I'll sit down and chat with you some more. Loading. Over disapproving. If you're going to make an amaretto sour, I recommend you follow the Jeffrey Morgenthaler recipe that includes some whiskey. Because if you make it with all amaretto, it's going to taste like marzipan and nothing else. And you don't want that, unless you're a little weirdo. But let's make this recipe. We start off with 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of amaretto. To that, we add 1 ounce or 30 mils of the whiskey of your choice. Then we'll add 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. And finally, we want to have a little bit of a sugar syrup in there. I've used a very dark one, but just about a bar spoon or around 5 mils of sugar syrup. And optionally, a foaming agent. You can use egg white, aquafaba. I'm using a few drops of a product called Wonder Foam. Then you put that in a shaker with ice, shake it good and hard for 15 or 20 seconds. Pour it into your glass, garnish it with a maraschino cherry on a skewer. Or hey, 2 or 3 if you're feeling cheeky. I won't tell. But there we have our Morgenthaler recipe, Amaretto Sour. Oh, it's sweet, but the whiskey pulls it back from being too sweet. I really recommend this. Great drink. Hope you try it. Cheers. All right. Let's go. I can bother editing that tomorrow. Now we'll be a bit less orange now. I'm going to sit down. Sit down, laddie. I won't try and shoot anymore tonight. I may or may not have another drink tonight, but I'm also going to turn this light off back here. Right. And now I have an Amaretto Sour. Yeah. Well, Kirsten, if I do a longer video where I actually shake on camera, my little finale I like doing is to say put the shaker together and bang it in hard. Trying to make it a catchphrase. Bang it in hard. Yum. Oh man, that's good. That's a nice drink. Yeah, Strictly Sega. I had been using lights like work lights I got from Bunnings, and because they're very strong and very harsh, I would like bounce them off walls or bounce them off the ceiling rather than point them directly. But that was a really good price. I think it's just like from eBay or something, something dodgy like that, or Amazon. But yeah, besides, it's the ring light has adjustable intensity, which is excellent. But also, they gave me 2 filters. They're just plastic bits that clip on. There was one that just diffracts and softens the light, and then there's the orange one. And I almost always use the orange one because of my pasty white corpse-like skin pallor. And if I put a bit of extra orange into light, again, I don't point it, you probably see, I wasn't pointing it straight at me. I was bouncing it off the fridge there. But yes, a little bit more orange in the light, hopefully gives me a slightly more regular human flesh tone. Because, it's a bit otherwise. I think it's really good. Yum. So Strictly say use work lights too. Yes. Oh, nice. So you got a photo studio set. Yeah, I'd often thought of getting, the proper umbrella lights or something. Yeah. And I am really pale. With normal video stuff, I just look very pale, and I always try and boost my flesh tones in the editing thing. But if I use the orange filter, that gives me bonus. Whereas like this webcam, which is very sensitive, and it's actually set for these very white lights that are in the kitchen. So as Bum Fungus was joking earlier, when I turned that on, and this is on, looks like I've got my settings on Oompa Loompa. Oh no, that didn't come across rude at all, Strictly Sega. It's a simple statement of fact. It's like if someone says I have a huge shiny forehead, either deliberately because they think they're insulting me, or then afterwards they worried that there was insulting. Like, no, that's a simple statement of fact. I have a ridiculously huge, shiny 5 head. It's a whole thing. Mm. Yummy, yummy, yummy. You still got rain, Suffer. It stopped here. It was really heavy not that long before I came on the stream, like about 7 o'clock. Got quite heavy. I actually got caught in it a little today. Nothing too severe, but it was annoying. I'd been out at the supermarket and a bit of a run from the supermarket to my car because I was at one that didn't have undercover parking and got a bit wet. Kayla, I'm glad you love me. Well, Kayla, there's a lot of it to love. Again, people who know me in real life, who've perchance tried on one of my hats, know I have an absurdly large head. So, quite frankly, beyond normal human proportions. Yeah, the what little color I put in the beard is gone. I think I'm going to look in. Wait a sec. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look. That's unrealistic. So look at myself on the phone. Yeah, the color's faded a lot, actually. It's reddish brown now. Oh, God, that was the accident. No, delete. That was accidentally taking a photo with the front camera. That's awful. You don't want that. And there's also some pointless things I don't want to keep. Don't want to keep that or that. Sorry, a meme I saved. Someone saying, when I can't make it to an event, I always reply, Ben Shapiro's wife. That means I'm not coming. Yes. Dr. Abigail's done it. She thought she had a large head and then tried on one of my hats and ended up in Narnia. I mean, seriously, like the number of people who are not quite believing me about the size of my head, and they put one of my hats on, and I'm not joking, it falls down to here on them. Runs in my family. My offspring have somewhat inherited my stupid large head, which they thank me for occasionally. I think they're paranoid about getting a combination of my big head and their mother's really round face. And they occasionally have words to say about the genetics the parents have passed on. Well, see, Kirsten, yes, you can try my hat on. Hopefully you're going to get an opportunity to visit Melbourne where you're not under quite so much time constraint, and you come around and because I've got one or two things you wanted to try, things that you don't have. So yeah, but you could also definitely try on my hat, and we'll see what's what. Stupid big head. But as I've mentioned before, my big thick skull did protect me when I got hit in the head with a discus when I was at school, which probably should have killed me, but my massive bolts deflected it. And don't think I even had like a hairline fracture on my skull. But I mean, there was enormous amount of luck involved in that it just hit I was bent over, it just hit the crown of my head, and it just it came across flat and just kind of skipped off my head rather than hitting me directly. Or worse still, if it had come in at 90 degrees, if it had come in straight, just would have gone straight through my head. Well, Justin, we still don't really know everything about Heine. Sorry, Heine, about genetics and autism. I got distracted because Heine's asking, is a thick skull or massive head? I'm not sure I understand the difference. I do remember seeing my skull x-rays from when I got hit in the head, and I was looking at them, and I did find myself going, that's not a normal human head. That's like Cro-Magnon. It's that's fucking caveman shit. Oh god, interestingly, I just finished listening to the audiobook of Bill Bryson's Short History of Almost Everything. And there's a lot of sections on trying to uncover the history of humanity, just the evolution of modern humans, and how all the views had changed over the last 100, 200 years. And when, different sort of, interstitial species of hominids were discovered, and the disagreement at what they represented. And there's one like the Cro-Magnon with that had the heavy sloping brows, and a bunch of people were trying to argue, no, it's not a different, more primitive human. And one guy actually posited this skull had a much heavier brow because the person frowned too much when they were alive. So they frowned so much, they changed the shape of their skull. So, yes, various wacky things have been posited in the name of science in quite recent history. We live in a mysterious world, and in fact, we know less about our history than we do about like so many other creatures. It's actually quite weird. We don't know so much more than we do know. It is quite weird, all the stuff we don't know. So 9:30. I'm going to be good and not have another alcoholic beverage, even though there's some very tempting alcoholic beverages here, pre-made ones. When men tell women to smile more. I think. Do you think that's going to change women's jawbones? Oh gosh, strictly Sega. That's a difficult question. Fave episode: watching movies with AIDSy. Not least because it was such a long time ago, I forgot everything we watched. It was fun watching just the really gory Japanese horror films with him, where he would keep saying, "Stop making me watch things where people's insides end up on the outside." The Harry Potter drinking game was pretty funny because we got really drunk. The drinking game was you had to take a drink every time someone said Harry Potter. Not when they said Harry, not when they said Potter, not when they said Mr. Potter. When someone said Harry Potter, you had to take a drink. And whoosh. Abigail caught up on Andor. I think I've got one episode of Andor to watch. I'm actually not 100% sure if I'm up to date or if I've got one to watch. But I'm very much enjoying Andor. Oh, there you go. There's a fun bit of trivia, Heine. Base of the skull attached to the spinal cord is thin and weak. Minor whiplash can be devastating or deadly, which you know through motorsport. Yes. Oh, there's a Kirsten mentioned the other night. There's like a cocktail making competition on Netflix. It's like MasterChef, but for making cocktails, called Drink Masters. Watch the first 2 episodes of that today, and it's very interesting. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm actually quite keen to see where it goes. I don't actually expect to get ideas for drinks I'd like to make there, because the people who are going to score big in it, they're going to be doing all these really outlandish and showy things that I just kind of have no interest in doing. Ooh, Hobo with a Shotgun. That was a weird fucking movie. Yes. Hobo with a Shotgun. Very strange. Safa, I have no idea what Trickmasters is. Yeah, no, I've literally forgotten most of it. Did we watch 300? Did Aidsy and I watch 300? Because that would have been funny because of all the homoerotic overtones. I was going to say undertones. They're overtones. Bunch of semi-naked, muscled, oily men. Extremely gay movie. Drink masters, as in things you drink. And no, actually, they did. Most of them are like professional bar people. They did have an Instagram cocktail maker, a home bartender. So I was very interested in that as well. Oh, really? Okay, so you haven't got that far. So they do actually make milk punches and clarified cocktails. No one has made one. I only watched the first 2 episodes. And yes, strictly Sega, there are some very strange titles in the movie we watched. We were deliberately watching pretty weird movies. Like my most... Where is it? No, it's here. My most recent milk clarified drink. As a person, their urine's pretty healthy. They could maybe hydrate a bit more. But it's got the stage where I make one. I forgot to do an orange garnish tonight. I got a new orange today. It's basically when the peel is all used in garnishes, then I juice the orange and I make a drink that's equal parts whiskey, rum, orange juice, pineapple juice, and then I milk clarify that. Oh yeah, fat washing. I don't do so much fat washing. It's an interesting thing, and in fact, like I've got some coconut oil there in the cupboard that I was quite tempted to do some fat washing with that, because I think that would be a nice flavor to put into something. Safa, I feel like that's kind of impossible to answer, because weird is extremely subjective and also changes the mood you're in. There's there's a weird old French animation called Fantastic Planet. It's super fucking strange. Really strange. Like from the 70s. And I think they were all on fucking hallucinogens when they made it. I was a recent Nicolas Cage film called Mandy, where it's like the bad guys in it are on hallucinogens all the time. And I think the visuals in the movie are meant to be hallucinogenic. The whole thing looks like it's been shot through Instagram filters, sort of high saturation Instagram filters. It's very weird. So strictly say, you think the weirdest are the apple, which I don't know, or the Monkeys movie Head, which yes, they were all just on drugs. Oh yeah, so Fantastic Planet. Yes, it is good. It's trippy as hell. It is so weird. Like I fucking saw that at the drive-in as a kid, and I did not fucking understand it. I watched it again, like it was on SBS or something a couple of years ago, and I'm watching going, oh yeah, this is just fucking weird as I remembered. Yep. I mean, like David Lynch's first film, Eraserhead, that was just like, an absolutely surreal dream being captured on film. It's there are. It's probably going to come down to what your mood is, what you think the weirdest film is, but there are certainly some weirdies out there. Like those ones that Strictly Sega's laughing at. They're not even that weird. Big Tit Zombie, Tokyo Gore Police. Is it Iron Man, Tetsuo and Tetsuo 2. Tetsuo 1 is just a weird fucking art house student film. Tetsuo 2 is a more conventional film. Also love the English translation name. I think Tetsuo is the Iron Man and Tetsuo 2 is Body Hammer. That's just a great name, Body Hammer. Someone turning themselves part machine. But yes, actually, no, the original Tetsuo is very fucking strange. Oh, yeah, Dr. Abigail, Ralph Bakshi did Lord of the Rings and Fritz the Cat. He also did Wizards, didn't he? Wizards, that's a weird film. Done on a comparatively low budget as well. Wizards is a film that I think gets about halfway to where I wanted it to be. Has some very good stuff in it. Doesn't quite bring it all together for mine. But yeah, weird 70s animations. Come on, Fridge, you can do it. Get the water. Oh, he disappeared. Just patting Mimsy. So I was strictly saying, Eraserhead's what you would imagine watching a movie with a ghost. Oh, yeah. The Rusty Spoons. Is that like Salad Fingers? Is that what we're talking about there? Because Salad Fingers is fucking weird. That is peak YouTube weirdness. Salad Fingers. Sorry, I'm going to get a bottle opener because I'm going to have a ginger beer. Right, Lindsay, I'll let you out. Come on. Yeah. Move these a bit so I can. Actually, I should move them a lot. Let's move them a lot. Put this back here out of the way a bit. And then, what do we got? We got that one. We got that one. We got. I'll have a spiced orange ginger ale. I was going to have a different one, but I have lots of these, so I'm going to have this. My spoon, it's too big. He actually released a new one in the last year, I think. I feel like there was a new one not that long ago. Also, time means nothing, so I can't be sure of when it actually was. Oops, dropped the. This is very good. I have a local gin distiller made a chocolate gin. Now they recommend their signature serve is their chocolate gin with this Fever Tree spiced orange ginger ale, and it is really big, really good. Sorry, God, I was looking at your comment, Dr. Abigail. This keeps happening. I'm halfway through a sentence and I read something on screen and a word that I'm reading gets inserted into my sentence. It's very, very troubling. Sorry, Dr. Abigail. I thought you were oversharing, then I realized it was another quote, a reference to Salad Fingers. Every now and then something like that reminds me, like, God, you can do virtually anything you want on YouTube. Because, you don't have to do high-end animations or something. You can do very lo-fi stuff and you can fudge stuff. And if the writing behind it is interesting enough, you'll get people in. Not that Salad Fingers is bad animation. I think it's quite good animation. I'm going to have to come up with a sake drink. Someone gave me this little bottle of sake. Come up with a sake drink. What is this? 17% ABV. Made from rice. Approximately 4 standard drinks in there, so it's not that strong. Oh, is that rejected? See, there you go. I'm not that good. Oh, that is so yummy. I think you're right. Strictly Sega, it would seem less weird, but then again, it also created the environment that makes it less weird in the world now. I also like I like Salad Fingers not just because it was weird and shocking and freaky, just the absurdist elements in it. It's kind of like Auntie Donna's sketch comedy. I really appreciate when they lean very hard into the absurdism in their sketches. Like, some of the stuff is, arguably more straightforwardly funny, but then they'll do stuff where they are just leaning so hard on the absurdism. It's probably a reflection of my theatre types at college that I like absurdist humour. Mimsy doing? Which Mimsy's just being my arm's out here because I'm patting Mimsy. She's just taking. Why don't you come up here and say hello to people? Everyone wants to say, up here. But don't jump on my lap. Although I'm wearing jeans today, so I don't really mind if you do. Whatever, you silly cat. Silly cat. I'm trying to think. What other weird things? What have I been watching? Started watching The Man Who Fell to Earth. I mentioned that the other night. That's good. I enjoyed the cocktail show, Drink Masters. And there was absolutely absurd. Monty Python leaned more heavily into the absurdism than the Goodies did, but the Goodies did have some fairly spectacularly silly stuff, like silly in a good way. What are you doing, Mimsy? She's just sitting down here being a weirdo. Yes? Or you want me to go to bed so you can sit on me? She does that. Yes. Oh my god, she's so sooky. Oh well. She doesn't do the Oh, sorry. I was going to bring up Shadow. Then everyone says, Shadow's not real. She never comes on the stream. You've made it up. She's an imaginary cat. I haven't watched She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. I think I watched one episode. I just wanted to see it for a bit. I know you're a huge fan. I just haven't watched it. Although, speaking of animations that I do watch, I note there's a new season of Big Mouth on Netflix. I'll have to get into that. I really enjoy Big Mouth. I haven't watched the new season yet. Young Mr. Angry was watching it when I was doing something else. So whenever he was watching, oh no, I've got to do something. I've got to put headphones on so I don't hear any spoilers. Oh, wow. We actually earned a spam bot again. It's the return of the spam bots. The spammy sex bots. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dr. Abigail. I understand they're not being friends anymore, but I don't know. I just haven't watched it. I did not dislike it. I think I've seen bits and pieces of it. Like I think young Mr. Angry was watching it, but yeah, it's just like there's too much to watch. That's what it comes down to for me. There is just too much stuff to watch. And so yeah, gotta make some choices. I'm barely keeping up with the things I've been watching anyway. I think there's and there's some fun sounding stuff. I like your commitment, Dr. Abigail. You've got to go on the emotional journey that Shira. As I understand it, they went to quite some trouble. Like they took basically the original storylines from the old He-Man spin-off Shira, and they tried to make it less black and white. That is part of my problem, Dr. Abigail. Otherwise, precious TV watching time is wasted working. I watched a little bit of TV today, and then I did actually work on videos for a couple of hours. I said, cocktail channel. I don't know. It might work. Going on another sort of tangent with it at the moment. I'm just going for the stick-to-itiveness, to quote Principal Skinner, because I think a lot of people started cocktail channels, and I mean a lot of people started cocktail channels in COVID, and I've already seen a lot of them fall by the wayside or stop being very consistent. And there's the thing, I've just been on YouTube for so long and produced so much content. I think I find it easier than a lot of people do to maintain output. So I'm part of my strategy is last man standing. And oh no, my internet was just being flaky for a sec. I think it's back now. Yes, part of my strategy is to be the last man standing, as in, all the other channels that I'm competing with will disappear, and it'll be just me. That's a working theory I have anyway. So, and then I want my channel. Like I always say, I want my channel to be popular enough that people give me free shit. I want free booze, and I want invites to special events where I get free booze at the special events. That's my goal. It's not the loftiest goal in the world, but I want to do it. So, Dr. Abigail, they took the original 80s She-Ra, made it queer, people of color friendly, heroes and villains alike. No one's irredeemably evil. Yes, not made for toy sales. Also, not made for weird dudes to masturbate to, apparently. There were all these right-wing freakazoids who were obsessing about, like, She-Ra wasn't sexy enough. It was some awful political correctness that her outfit wasn't as sexy as the 80s one. And I'm like, I said, I'm like, dude, are you actually aware that you are telling the world you're upset because you can't masturbate to a kid's cartoon as easily as you used to be able to masturbate to a kid's cartoon? Are you aware that's what you're telling the world? It's like, they're so fucking weird. See, Strictly Saying Natalie could release a video any day. She's still active and doing stuff. I think she has released a video or two in the last year, actually. She was also, she was in a great TV series that's on Foxtel and Binge in Australia, Mr. In Between, and which is basically about he's a hitman. It's a really good show. That's one I thoroughly recommend. I think there's 3 seasons of it. Potential room for them to do more. I don't know if they are going to do more, but it also kind of the last season ended kind of nicely. There weren't really loose ends. Really good show. Recommend. Oh yeah, no, I get that, Dr. Abigail. A lot of the characters made for teen girls, young adult women. It was super fucking weird watching these freaks complain that the drawings weren't sexy enough. It's like, motherfucker, what is wrong? Well, actually, don't even have to ask. You have delivered a very clear indication of what the fuck is wrong with you. Kate, what do I think of Russell Coit? This, it was a comedy of its time. The overwhelming majority of comedy made on commercial TV in Australia, particularly in that period, is very broad and slapsticky. Doesn't mean it's completely without appeal, but it's not exactly subtle. I did actually see, yes, Dr. Bale, Chuck Tingle, new books, The Handsome Physical Manifestation of Autumn Turns Me Gay and The Sentient Physical Manifestation of Halloween Eats Me Out. My God, Chuck Tingle's just a treasure. Yes, strictly speaking, that's basically the problem with shows like Russell Coat. Very small number of jokes repeated over and over. Safa, should right wingers be banned? No, anyone who preaches hate and violence should be banned. Anyone who's trying to promote bigotry and violence should be banned. It's just that the majority of people who do that are right wingers. So yeah, I mean, but that's even just on economic grounds for YouTube. If YouTube's seen to be, because they were for many years, actively promoting hate speech, you basically get advertisers going, "What the fuck? I don't want to be paying someone to do that racist shit, that misogynist shit, that homophobic shit." It's just like it's bad economic sense to promote hate speech. It's just ridiculous. So, yes, people shouldn't be censored, not censored, censored on various media because of their political views. There just should be repercussions for hate speech and particularly promoting violence, because we've seen several mass shooters directly inspired by the hate speech proponents on the internet. They've left manifestos where they directly quoted who inspired them. So these things have no the people who say that, oh, it's just words, is bullshit. Calls to violence very clearly work. Oh, I haven't seen that, Dr. Abigail. YouTube's charging for 4K. Do you hear that, Mimsy? Do you hear that? The scraping of the... Come on, stop acting. Just go. But I already get YouTube Premium, so I wouldn't have noticed that. That's the talk that Twitter's going to charge $20 blue tick. Yes, Netflix bringing in ads. Well, it is basically, in all those cases, they tried to corner the market on a particular thing and then jack up the prices. Yeah, but What's funny about Twitter and Elon Musk is all available indicators are he has done a very stupid thing, and his ego is going to drive him to double down and do even more stupid things. And it's going to cost him a lot. And, what the fuck? Maybe he destroys Twitter in the meantime. Maybe it's time for that to happen. And, time for an alternative to rise. Same as, there are increasing signs pointing to Facebook being on the verge of collapse, which is pretty funny as well. But yes, it remains to be seen just how humiliated Elon Musk is going to be by the way things go. But I think the lower end of the spectrum for how much Elon Musk will be humiliated, I think the lower end is he will be very humiliated. I think there's a safe bet he will be extremely humiliated. And there is a very real chance he will be completely humiliated. And by completely humiliated, I mean he will be a public laughingstock. He will lose control of his other companies, and he will go down in history as a joke. Someone who lucked and bullshitted his way into extreme wealth and then fucking blew it by being a pathetic, egotistical fucking dweeb. It's pretty funny. So for good must be broke. Not really broke, but a distinct distinct possibility is he could make a succession of bad decisions that have the repercussions of absolutely tanking Tesla stock in particular. And see, if he completely collapses Twitter, which honestly there's a reasonable chance of, that doesn't get him out of the $44 billion debt. I think I'm going to sneeze. I can feel a tickle in my nose. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. So if he tanks Twitter, he's tens of billions of dollars in debt with absolutely nothing to show for it and no possibility whatsoever of getting it back. And he'd be completely humiliated from that. And like I said, a very real possibility is the tanking of Tesla stock and basically him getting removed from positions of authority and just being utterly humiliated, which would just be fucking awesome, honestly. So, Rabbit Game fans, social media services should not be managed. Well, they wouldn't exist without private companies. Yes. And Tricky Sega, I don't know who Michelle Landry is. Why don't I look that up? Michelle Landry, Assistant Minister for Children. All right. Is she tied up in Robodebt? Is that it? She said Albo was bullying her. Okay. Anthony Albanese rubbishes claims he bullied Michelle Landry. Coalition talking points. They intend to argue Albanese's not pro. Oh, Jesus. Brushed off coalition calls to publicly apologise. She was actually laughing. Prime Minister blamed the incident on Peter Dutton for trying to correct his pronunciation of Queensland towns by calling out Yeppoon during an answer. Landry, member for Capricornia, Albanese broken a personal guarantee on funding, began speaking about work done on the floodplain. Dutton interject. Albanese responded. Landry was seen laughing. Albanese continued mocking Dutton before appearing to turn towards Landry, who was also interjecting. You're in government for almost a decade. You haven't dug a hole in the project. Environmental approvals are not finished. We get this project done like we got Yeppoon floodplain done, like we got Yeppoon done as well. Following question time, the Deputy Leader Susan Lee said Landry left the chamber in tears. Jesus, there's fucking nothing. Oh, Christ all fucking mighty. They're fucking desperate. Oh, God, that's fucking horseshit. That is terrible. Ah, they're just fucked. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, that's just, again, with the Liberal Party, that's just gross, rank hypocrisy. And they don't mean it, and it's really pathetic, shallow point scoring attempts. And of course, Albanese is going to tell them to go fuck themselves. It's not going to be dictated to by those fucking morons. You know, not the hugest cheerleader for Albanese, but fuck me. That is a big steaming pile of nothing. Ridiculous. It's, oh my God, that's just nothing but contempt. Nothing but contempt for the LNP. They're just fucking full of shit. It's just terrible. Ugh. Anyway, that probably brings Tuesday night to a close because I do have to work tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. Yes, work. But working from home at least. Yay. Because my working in the office days are Monday and Tuesday. They're gone. Maybe Friday. Might go in on Friday. I don't know. We'll see. So, yeah, I'll probably be in a stream on Thursday and probably be in a stream on Friday. So, build up to that. And yay, excitement plus. Anyway, so thank you for being here this evening. Had a jolly time. I hope you all have a jolly time in your worlds as well. And do take care. See you again soon with any luck. But I will say